And welcome back to a Wednesday edition of Wake Up in Angie Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Like a lot of things, the 26th anniversary of the big Nutcracker open house, Nutcracker Day, had to be, well, not held last year, but it is back. It is today. It starts at 11 a.m., goes all the way to 7 p.m. at the famous Nutcracker Museum on Front Street, right in the heart of downtown Leavenworth. So for all you nuts out there, I highly suggest you go to the Bavarian Village today. Christina, introduce yourself to our television family, please.
Well, my name is Christina Zucktriegel, and I am one of the board members at the Nutcracker Museum, and I'm the chairperson for Nutcracker Day. I'm very excited to eventually have this chance to do this because, of course, last year was a very big disappointment. We were supposed to do our 25th anniversary celebration, but it was, delayed a year, so we're excited.
Everything was delayed a year last year.
Yes.
What do you do? First of all, if you haven't been to the Nutcracker Museum, it's all new. It's basically, the remodel is phenomenal, and we got pictures we're going to show as we go, but it looks spectacular.
It is amazing. I had a lot of fun helping Arlene with a group of us, just rearranging everything, designing the staircase and lighting. It was really fun to work with local craftsmen and just create a beautiful showpiece, the staircase and the antique chandeliers. We did an amazing job redesigning the Nutcracker Museum on the lower level of the building, so it's the Main Street level versus being upstairs now.
I'm going to ask you a crazy question. How many Nutcrackers are in that place? Because it seems like there's thousands.
There are over 7,000 Nutcrackers, dating back thousands of years. We even have some stone Nutcrackers that date back to the Archaic period, approximately 500 years before Christ. So we have, visitors from all over the world, all over the United States and Canada that come to the Nutcracker Museum. And since it's become a 501k nonprofit many years ago, we have donations from around the world, nutcrackers that are donated to us from different collectors. Really an amazing display. And the founder, Arlene, and her husband, George Wagner, they have just done an amazing job at creating this gem, which is one of the most beautiful, charming museums in Washington State, if not in the United States.
I'm guessing here, people spend a lot of time in the museum because there's just so much to see, and not a lot of square footage, and that's the really cool thing. You're just blinged out with nutcrackers everywhere.
Nutcrackers and different displays that show historical figures and interesting ethnic nutcrackers. So not only is it a display of nutcrackers, but it's also a history lesson. And you can go from display to display and see different nutcrackers from different regions across the world. And so it's more than just nutcrackers. It's history, art, and such.
So even if you haven't been there in a couple of years, you're going to find new stuff, right?
Yes,
on a regular basis.
Absolutely. And with the new cases that have been built and the new lighting, it really has been a phenomenal transformation. And I'm super excited to welcome everybody to Nutcracker Day. So free admission and
talk about the open house. What's happening today?
Well, we'll be open from 11 to 7. We will have some fun Dre orgel music on the old, it's this neat little organ that gets cranked, and it's really fun, and that'll be on throughout the day. And then there will be a video describing the museum's all the different details of the museum. And then we're going to do a lot of free prizes, door prizes to local restaurants and shops, phenomenal prizes actually. And then we're going to do also a drawing, a raffle, so that'll be neat. That'll be for a very large wooden, actually I'm sorry, I'm not sure it's so large, but it's very special nutcracker and book combination that somebody can win. And then we have the hazelnut cracking that folks can do. They can crack nuts with different nutcrackers. And since it's free admission, you can go throughout the museum, check everything out.
Normally I believe it's $5 to get in on a normal day.
I believe so, yes.
But no admission charge today.
No admission charge whatsoever. There's going to be actually free chocolates, Nutcracker chocolates from Chocolat, our local phenomenal artisan chocolate shop. So those will be complimentary. And there'll be a fun little Nutcracker hunt, a scavenger hunt that anybody can participate in.
Is there anything like the Nutcracker Museum in the world? I mean, this is everybody
this is
wants
one
to
of a
think
kind.
Yeah, I mean, it's unique.
It really is. And just to be in the heart of downtown Leavenworth, being the Bavarian village, and then having such a alpine theme as well, but also a very international display, it's very special. It really is.
You're probably one of the few downtown stores, downtown Leavenworth Front Street organizations that don't rely on retail, to sell things, sell.
Well, we do have a shop attached to it, as most museums do, and it is a very successful shop. Folks can purchase different handmade European wooden products, such as, of course, nutcrackers and different little goodies, but there are other, there's just a lot going on there. There isn't a whole lot when you think about the retail space, it is very successful, but the museum is so much larger behind it, but the combination of both is really what is making it so viable.
Does the museum have a curator, so to speak? Because, like most museums, they bring in stuff and instead of having one thing, it's all about nutcrackers. So do you have a curator?
Yes, Arlene Wagner is.
Okay.
And she's been training and working on perhaps somebody who will take her place someday. And at this time, Arlene has always been and is phenomenal at what she does.
This is a destination for people who are into nutcrackers, right?
Yes.
I mean, this is on their bucket list. I have to go to Leavenworth. I have to go to the Nutcracker Museum. What's it like for those people when they walk in for the first time after going online and hearing about it? And I've always wanted to go see the Nutcracker Museum because I'm a Nutcracker nut, and then they walk in for the first time. What's that like?
I mean, their eyes, they dart back and forth. The kids are with them or pulling on mom's, purse, and they're just usually just blown away at the extensive display. I think one could think when one enters, it'll be a couple walls of nutcrackers, maybe there'll be a couple little books, but once you move from room to room, it's just the display goes on, and the way it's laid out, it just captivates one. I've actually taken school groups in there before, and you could spend a half a day in there easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you this, Christina. COVID. What are the masking things? What's going to be happening on Wednesday as far as that's concerned?
Well, we really do adhere to the CDC rules, and we are following CDC guidelines. So if one is vaccinated, then mask-free. We would like to suggest that folks give each other space, and so we won't be having, I can't imagine that'll be so crowded all at one time because we're open for such a long period of time, but I'm hoping that we won't have to, tell folks, gosh, hang tight, we may have to have you come back in a few minutes. I'm hoping that it'll be fairly smooth.
It is from 11 to 7 on Wednesday. Again, admission tomorrow is free, but donations are always fine, right? I mean, if you say, hey,
Love that.
there's $5 because I would have paid $5 anyway.
Sure, that is always
Something along those
wonderful.
lines.
Absolutely. And we will have the store open, so if somebody wants to bring something beautiful back home or back with, then that's a
A
possibility.
couple
as
more
well.
questions, Christina, then I'll cut you loose. The museum is remodeled. Did that mean that you had to close for a while to do all that remodeling? Were you open in phases? How
We
did
were
that work?
actually open in phases. We were actually able to, for the most part, just close off parts and work in segments. So it was a little bit dusty and it was a little bit tricky, but for the most part, we were able to stay open.
Again, it is Wednesday all day, well, not all day, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Door prizes, stuff we all get. Nutcracker, the scavenger hunt, what's the thing, the Dre
Orgel.
Yeah. I think I had mine removed when I was in 8th grade. It was swollen pretty bad in there, Christina, and they said we got to take it out and give me some antibiotics. And thanks for coming in and doing this. I appreciate it.
Dankeschön.
Yeah, Gesundheit to you too. You're watching Wake Up on Anchi Valley. We'll be right back.